Good evening, everyone. My name is Sylvia, and I'm going to start the session. I think you've had enough time to settle in, whether you're joining us at the comfort of your home or you're joining from wherever you are. I hope you're comfortable, and we're going to start the meeting as per now. Our presenter today is going to be Ruth Kariri. Ruth Kariri is our marketing lead at Passport Global Consultants, and you may ask what we do as Passport. We are an end-to-end migration agency for nurses who are planning to move from being a local nurse to an international nurse. So this session is mostly for those interns, but if you're also not an intern and want to get more information on how to go about migration or migrating from Kenya to any other place as a nurse, you can please stick around, and I'm sure at the end of the session you'd have picked a thing or two. So Ruth has been with us for quite a while. She handles all our business development processes and also marketing. So she is in a better position, or she is well experienced in this sector and is able to guide you through the whole process. So I think she's ready. So I see she's already set up her presentation. So I'm just going to welcome Ruth to go ahead and start her presentation. So if you can hear me, Ruth, you can go ahead and start.
Okay, thank you so much, Sylvia. Thank you so much. So, hi everyone. Good evening. I hope you're all doing well this beautiful Sunday. So, my name is Ruth Kariri, and I'm the marketing executive at Passport Global Consultants. So, first of all, I would like to thank all of you, each one of you, for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us today. We know Sunday is usually a family day. There's a lot to do, but the fact that you have taken some time out of your busy schedule to join us means that you're also very intentional on knowing what the session is about today. So whether you're a nursing student, an intern, or already a practicing nurse, today's session is specifically designed for you. And as you can see from the topic is from the topic that was on the poster was from being a local nurse to an international nurse, or from being a nurse intern to an international nurse. So I'll dive right away into today's session. Um, so I'll start by taking you through what we do at Passcode, because like Sly has already mentioned that we are an organization that helps nurses and also other professionals who want to do out migration, those who want to go and pursue their career opportunities outside their local countries. So at Passcode, we specialize in mostly the USRN and German nursing support. So we assist nurses with USRN registration support, NCLEX preparation, German language training. We guide them on the German nursing pathway from end to end. We also do have other countries such as Canada, Australia that we also guide nurses to, but our major that we started with was the USRN and the German pathway. So stick around so that we can get to learn more together. So I don't know if you can be able to see my screen. So I've talked about who we are, and also our location is at KTDA Plaza, 4th floor in Nairobi. So we usually have webinars or free sessions whereby we give nurses information that is going to help them, and we do it for free because we believe information is power, and these opportunities are for every nurse. They are not for specific group of people. So we give the information for free, so that if any of you is interested in pursuing global career opportunities, you can be able to know who to reach out to, and that is Passcode Global Consultants. We help make your transition very easy. So I want to talk about why it matters, or why many nurses have decided to go international. So, like we all know, globally there has been nursing shortage. That is actually in the public domain. Countries such as USA, Germany, Australia, Canada, they are all looking for nurses because, as you know, in Africa, the greater population here in Africa is made up of the young people. While in those other countries, you find that uh, the major population is not the young people, because also their birth rate and also their mortality rate is also very, their birth rate is very low, and mortality rate is also very high due to a number of factors. So you find that because in Africa there are many young people, they see that there is a potential in Africa for them to be able to get labor from us. So also this is why many nurses have decided to go international. I would like to start by asking a question. Maybe you can answer on the chat box. You can either show your hand or maybe type. You can tell me if you've ever thought of working abroad, which country it was, and why. Yes? Kindly type on the chat. You tell me which country outside your respective country you've ever thought of working in, and why. Let's take around 1 minute as I wait for your chats, for your responses. Masi Mongangi is saying USA. Masi, could you kindly tell us why? Kindly type the country and just tell me one major reason why. Just one reason. I can see someone else is saying Canada. Developed healthcare systems. Let me just give 1 more minute as we wait for. But that is very true, Mercy. You find that in those countries, there's a more developed healthcare system, well defined, there's better equipment. Oh, nice, 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 nice. Okay, so let's continue. So I've seen that some of you have mentioned better healthcare system, more developed healthcare system, good pay, that is salaries. Someone else has mentioned about career growth and progression. So all of those are reasons and major reasons why nurses are starting to pursue global opportunities. So you find, for example, in the US, a nurse is paid from around $5,500. I'm going to use Kenya shillings to translate that. So $5,500 in Kenya is amounts to about 710,000. Yeah, you can imagine all that money for just the same work that you do here in Kenya, and you all know how much loan or salaries nurses here in Kenya are paid. Just going to use Kenya as an example. Also, for a country like Germany, nurses earn from around $3,200, which amounts to around 475 Kenyan shillings. So you can see that that is quite much difference as compared to what nurses are earning, say here in Kenya. And also, I know we've also gotten a number of inquiries from nurses in countries such as Nigeria, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, and we usually ask them their salaries. And compared to that, I honestly see a reason why nurses are pursuing global opportunities. So, number one is better salaries. Uh, there's also career progression. You know, when you decide to pursue a career in those countries that are well developed, they have a better structured healthcare system. Of course, you position yourself for a career progression in that. The moment, for example, you have qualification to work in a country like USA, you have to do uh, an exam called the NCLEX to test whether you're qualified to work in the US. So the moment you've passed, you've worked there, you've probably specialized in a certain field in nursing. So you find that you've put yourself in a better position as a nurse, and you can be able to even get better opportunities within that country as a nurse, or even you can explore other countries such as your Australia, Canada. Yeah, so it puts you in a better position in terms of your career. Also, another reason why nurses are pursuing international careers is because once you work in those countries for some time, you are able to get permanent residency. And as we know, most of us are looking to secure a better future for our families, for our young ones, you know. So the moment you know that you've secured a permanent residency, for example, for yourself, or maybe you go there and have children while there, then you obviously know that your child will become a citizen because they were born in a specific country. So there's also exposure to advanced healthcare, better equipment, better working conditions, you know. Um, you also get to interact with different people, different nurses, different patients from all over the world from what you're used to, and that also gives you good exposure to different cultures, and you are able to interact with people in a better manner. Okay, so let me go to the next slide. We'll talk about what we've been able to achieve as Passcode. So we have been offering consistent nursing support since 2020. We have partnerships globally that help us be able to give that nursing support. And we have been able to process over 170 nurses to the UK. We have been able to take more than 300 nurses to the US. We have taken more than 500 students or nurses through the NCLEX, and they have passed. We also do offer IELTS, that is English proficiency programs, and we have more than 600 students who have passed through us, and they have passed. So for the German pathway, specifically for nurses, we have more than 50 nurses who have gone, because for Germany, we did not start the same time as NCLEX. So that's why we have more than 50 nurses that we've processed for that pathway. So why do it now? So as you all know, a lot of people have had a concern about especially for the USA. A lot of people are having a concern about the visa, saying it takes too long. But one thing I can assure you is that once you've passed your NCLEX, we've gotten you an employer, and the employer has already filed the petition. There's the petition called I-140 petition Once the employer has filed that document for you, then getting a visa is very, very easy. Okay. So the moment you delay doing your NCLEX or starting the journey, that means that you're also delaying your visa process, you're also delaying your dream as a whole. So why you should do it now is because right now these opportunities are open, and of course that is very much subject to change, because we do not have control totally of the visa. So if you do watch the visa, or you follow up the visa bulletin, you can see the August visa bulletin already moved from June of 2024 to September of 2024. Also, at the moment, demand is at an all-time high. Demand for nurses is at an all-time high. There is also a faster processing timeline as compared to some years back. So the more you delay, it means you're delaying your opportunity, or you could even miss your opportunity. So also, most of us are young. Most of us are young, and this is the best time to pursue these opportunities. When you're still young and energetic, you're able to do the NCLEX, you're able to juggle between uh, work and study, you're able to do your migration. You probably haven't even started a family, or you don't have many dependents. Also, there's a very growing global competition for nurses. Okay, so nurses have learned about these opportunities, and so you find that most nurses have already equipped themselves with the right requirements that the employers are looking for. So the moment you delay also doing these processes, you find that the competition is very high, and you put yourself in a position whereby you cannot be able to grow yourself globally as a nurse. Also, why you should do it now is because, like I mentioned, you lay a good foundation for your career, as well as a good future for that of your siblings, your younger ones, or even your family at large. Okay, so let me go to the next slide. So we are going to talk about now, I'm going now to dive into the USRN pathway. So for the USRN pathway, USRN means United States Registered Nurse. In Kenya here, we have KRN, Kenya Registered Nurse. So you'll hear the term USRN a lot. So when you hear USRN, just know I'm talking about a US registered nurse, or the US registered nurse process. Okay. So what are the requirements for you to start your USRN pathway? So number one is, of course, your civil documents. You have your birth certificate, ID, but you don't need the passport while beginning that process. You just need the NCKI license, your nursing school certificate, your transcripts, nursing school transcripts, and also you need your identification documents such as the ID and the birth certificate. That is all you need to start this process. So these are requirements that you need when you want to start the NCLEX process. So there are two processes that are involved during the NCLEX process, or the USRN process. So we have that part for the registration. And what does the registration mean? Registration means that the same way you have registered with your local nursing body in your local country, you also need to register with a US nursing board, so that they can be able to give you the authority to sit for the NCLEX exam. So NCLEX is an exam that tests whether you're qualified to work as a nurse, either in the US, Australia, Canada. So that is it's a standard exam. Okay. So for you to, if you're dreaming of working in the US, so the first step or the first thing that you need to be thinking about is the NCLEX exam, how you're going to take the NCLEX and how you're going to do the registration process. So where does and this is where passcode comes in, because that passcode we help you with the end-to-end registration process, and we also do help you with NCLEX training. That is where we come in. So we help you make the process very easy. We help you prepare the documents, the documentation for the process. We give you guidance from every step, because you find that most people, actually most people who come to us when they are stuck, it's not because they probably are doing it wrong, or it's because they didn't have the right guidance. You know, when you're getting guidance from an expert while doing a process, it's not the same as when you're doing the process blindly. When you're doing the process blindly without any prior experience, it means that you're going to make a lot of blunders, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. So there's going to be a lot of unnecessary back and forth, especially for the registration process. There's going to be a lot of unnecessary back and forth. Number one, for the US nursing boards, you need to choose the right nursing board. That is a mistake that most people do. So you find that the moment you chose the wrong nursing board from the word go when you are starting the process, that process is guaranteed that is going to fail, because you're going to get a rejection. So that is where us as passcode come in. And this process is not hard, it's doable with the right guidance, and it's not a process even that takes a long time. Okay. So if you're a nurse here in Kenya, you probably need from around 240,000 for you. That is the all the money that you will incur from start to the end. And it's not an amount of money that you need all at once. That is the good thing about this process. You don't need all the money to start the process. You just need, number one, the willingness to start. You need the dream, the willingness to start pursuing that dream, the right guidance, and that's where passcode comes in. And of course, you might need the money to start the process, but you don't need all that money. So this is the breakdown of our USRN process. So there's the passcode processing fee. Sorry about this. This should be 30,000, not 20,000. There's also the NCLEX revision program that is also 30,000. So to start, you just need these two: the processing fee to start the registration fee, and also to join class. Our class is a 4-month revision program that is conducted by well-experienced tutors who are USRNs. They have gone through the NCLEX process, they've done the exam, they've passed. Some of them are here in Kenya waiting to go, and some of them are abroad. So when you come to us, we will help you make this process very, very easy. All you need is to start, have the willingness, and everything else will be taken care of at passcode. Okay. So let me go to now for those of you who will want this breakdown, we can share it. I can share it with you on WhatsApp. So we are going to share our WhatsApp numbers so that those who want the breakdown, they can have it. So this is what the registration support entails. I've already mentioned about transcript analysis. That is analyzing your nursing school transcript so that you can be able to know which nursing board you best qualify for. Because when you make the mistake of applying to the wrong board or applying to the board that you do not qualify for, it's just like the way different employers do have different uh, qualifications that they look for. They have different things, unique requirements that they want from specific candidates for specific roles. So it's the same thing for the registration of, I mean, for the registration of NCLEX. When you're starting, you need to know the right nursing board for you, because when you make the uh, mistake at the beginning, it means that the whole of that process will not go through. You will be stuck, you will be rejected. And you know what that means for you is that you'll have wasted your time. You will also have wasted your money, because there are costs, like you've seen, there are costs that are involved in the process, and you cannot afford to lose money and time, you know. Yes, so this is the registration process breakdown. We do civil documents analysis to ensure that all your documents are okay, all the names are matching, and everything else that is included with that. We have an expert that deals with this. She has many years of more than 2 years of experience of just doing registrations, and I can assure you that she will give you the best guidance. So for you is just to focus on the dream, and you focus on other things while she takes care of all these processes for you. You can see that it's not a it's not a short process. It's a step by step process. So for all these processes, you cannot skip one step and go to the other. Yeah, so you have to finish with, for example, when you do the application with the True Merit, there's a board called True Merit that is that is an overall board of nurses for the USA. So once you do your application with True Merit, you cannot go to fingerprints, taking your fingerprints when your True Merit application has not gone through. You cannot go to exam scheduling when you have not gotten the authorization to test from the nursing board. Okay, so this is a process that takes around 3 to 4 months, depending on how well also you have maybe planned yourself financially. But we also guide you on how you can plan yourself financially, so that we can make this process as easy and seamless as possible. So that is the registration process. And I did mention that the package is 30,000 and not 220,000. So please take keen note of that. Okay. So I'm going to also talk about our 4 month revision program, what it entails, and why you should join our program. So our 4 month revision program, it's a program that has been spread for that period of time, so that we can be able to ensure that we give you enough support, we give you enough preparation for you to sit for the NCLEX exam. So it's a structured program. You know, the moment I'm comparing with others, or maybe we can call it either others or self learning process. You see, here it's a comprehensive program. So you find when you're doing it yourself, or you're doing it maybe with other tutors out there, they are going to tell you that it can be done in a shorter period. But you find that for everything that is entailed, it's probably a program that has been made shorter, but it has been rushed. Yeah, so it's better you have a comprehensive program. You set aside 4 months, and you know these 4 months you're going to tackle ABCD. That is, instead of having a shorter program whereby you're made to, you're rushing between things, you don't even know which one comes before the other. So our program is very structured, and structure helps a lot also in planning yourself. You're able to plan your schedules. For example, for those who go for shifts, because all our classes are online, usually between 7 to 9 p.m. So you find that when you already have a structure, at this time I'm supposed to be doing ABCD, you're able to plan yourself. But when you don't have any structure, you find that you're juggling between things without any plan. And no plan means that you're going to fail. The first thing of setting yourself up for failure is failing to plan. Failing to plan is what sets you up for failure. So we also teach the NCLEX curriculum in entirety. We cover all the topics that are included in the NCLEX curriculum. While you're doing self study, or you're studying with other tutors who have probably promised you a shorter program, they're going to teach you some topics, telling you, oh, these are the topics that are covered, but you find that they're going to miss some of the topics which will probably be, and most likely are going to be tested in the NCLEX exam. And you find that during that time, you're going to have a lot of pressure, because you are taught some topics and others were not taught. So you have a lot of pressure, you have a lot of stress once you're sitting for that exam, and passing is not guaranteed. Okay, so our program also allows flexibility, because you know nowadays a lot of things are done digitally, and we have also embraced that. That's why we have online classes, because we know as nurses you do have shifts, and also even for personal life, people have a lot of things that they are doing. And so having an online class means that you can be able to attend this class from, not necessarily from a specific location. You can do it well, probably you are uh, in your you've maybe borrowed some time from your shift, you go attend the class. You can do it from your house, you can do it if you're traveling on transit, you can be able to attend the class. And the good thing about our classes as well is that we record all our classes, so you will be able to access all the recordings, so that you can use them for your self reference and also to revise. And also, in case you're not able to attend, it means that you will not have missed anything. Okay, so our classes are live. Our classes are live, and that means also you get to interact with the tutors. You get to interact with other students in the class. The same way we have this webinar here. Anyone who has anything to share can be able to share them in the group. Any concern, they can be able to share them in the group. So when you have a live class or a live tutor, you are in a better position, as opposed to just doing self study. If there is no one to hold you accountable, there is no one to interact with. Yeah. So we also do individualized assessment sessions, whereby one of our tutors uh, does a call with you or a session with you, and they're able to assess how ready you are, either in a certain topic, or generally. They just be able to understand how are you doing in class, how ready are you for that exam. And when we see that you're not ready for that, we are able to advise you accordingly on whether you should go ahead and book, or whether you should wait a little bit. But we want to ensure that by the time we give you that go ahead to book that exam, we are guaranteed that you're going to ace that exam. But in other when you're studying away, you may get the individualized sessions. They are not very much common in many institutions, or from many tutors. But with us, you can be guaranteed of individualized assessment session, because our main aim is to ensure that you pass the exam. And when you pass the exam, it means that our pass rate remains high, because we take pride in having a very high pass rate. You can also check, if you check our socials, you'll see some comments from some of our alumni students, saying how much support they received and how they are happy. Some of them came to us when they had already failed NCLEX the first time from either another agency, or they were doing it by themselves, and they were very hopeless, and they just needed that support and guidance, and the moment they get it, they are very happy. So besides the NCLEX process, the registration, and the revision program, we also, once you pass the NCLEX, we don't leave you there. We don't leave you there stranded. Now you've passed the NCLEX. What is the next step? So we do help you get an employer. So we have a whole job search department that deals with that. They will take care of you. They will ensure that you get a good employer. You get a contract that you will feel is suitable for you, because it's not sometimes, in as much as we do want to go abroad, we do want to, get that money. There are so many things and clauses that are included in those contracts, and some of which you may not be able to interpret, so we are here to ensure that even in the employment period, or in the employment contract, your welfare is well looked at by the employer, as well as you are able to interpret every clause in that contract, so that you can sign a contract that you're very sure of, that you're content of. Our job search department helps you to get an employer. They align your CV to suit the international standards. They also do interview preparations. They coach you on how to do the interviews. We do the contract review and support. They guide you on the immigration documentation, visa screen applications, and also the transition support, whereby you find most people are having culture shock. So we are here to guide you from end to end, okay? So let me talk about, so these are the USRN benefits. We had already we had already talked about some of the benefits of going to work abroad. So for the USRN, you have a higher earning potential. We mentioned how much nurses earn, for example, in US from $5,500. You also get a job faster. This is the self-sponsored benefits. Like, there are those who do this process with agencies, and then there are those who choose the self-sponsored pathway, which is what here at Passcode we do. So there's a higher earning potential. That means when you go there, that money that you're earning, it's not subject to deduction by any agency, because you will not be bound to Passcode. Passcode is here to offer you the guidance. And once you've signed that contract, in as much as you are our alumni and we appreciate you so much, we are here to support you, you will not sign any contract that will bind you to us. So that is number one advantage. Your salary, the amount of salary that you sign is the amount of money that you'll be receiving in your account. Also, you get a job faster, because we give you that support to get you an employer. There's also EB3 visa. That is the visa that most nurses use to immigrate. And also, the moment you work there, after some time, you get the US citizenship. Yeah. There's also a sign-on bonus, and you have better salary negotiation. You can decide that this is not the contract I want. Can we please get another employer? You can negotiate the salary for yourself with the employer, because there is no middleman in between. Okay. So let me go to let us know in the comment section if you have any questions up to there for the USRN nursing pathway. Please let us know in the chat box. Sly will be helping us answer the questions, and I'll also be able to take some after I'm done with the presentation. Okay. So let's dive right into the German nursing pathway. So German is also a very good destination for nurses. And unlike USA, Germany does not require you to do the NCLEX exam. Okay. But what is required for Germany nursing pathway is that you require to do German language. You require to do German language, and that is where also as Passcode we come in, because we help you through the German language process. So we have the modules. We have 4 modules that we are offering currently. That is A1, that is the beginner level. German language has levels. So we have A1, A2, B1, and B2. So we have A1 is the beginner level. Once you're done with A1, you go to A2. Once you're done with A2, you go to B1. And then once you're done with B1, now you can be able to test for the certificate either with GOTE or USD. We guide you on how to book the exam. So for nurses, what you require for German nursing is at least a B1 level. Yeah. So this is how the process goes. You do your A1, A2, B1, you get a certificate. Then we help you, we do the recognition process. Then we help you match with the employer. Once you've gotten an employer, you get a visa. It's very easy to get a visa once you've gotten an employer. And after that, the next thing is relocation. So one thing that I will not fail to mention about the German pathway is that if you're looking for a shorter pathway, or you want to immigrate sooner, you can go for the German pathway. Because for the US process, it takes around 6 months. Within 6 months, you can have, let's say 5 months, you can have gotten the license. And then after that, it might take you, once you've gotten an employer, it might take you from around 1.5 years before you migrate, because after you've gotten an employer is when you enter the visa queue. But for Germany, there's no such thing as visa queue. So once you've gotten an employer, you are able to get a visa, and you can migrate as soon as you can. So the Germany pathway, once you have the language, it's a process that can take as little as 4 to 6 months. Okay. So if you are considering Germany, please note that number one requirement is the language. You need at least a B1 level. Okay. We are going to share the breakdown for the German language with you, and also these are the breakdown for the costs that are involved in the German pathway. So there's the processing fee for us to do the applications for you. There's the language training up to B1. You require at least around 80,000, but you don't need all the money at once. Because for like A1 to start, you need for an online class, you need around 25,000. So this 80,000 is up to B1 level. Then there's the exam fee, that is the certification fee, around 25,000. There's the document translation and notarization, around 25,000. The recognition application is around 20,000. Visa application is around 15,000. We have the travel insurance around 30, and the flight ticket may range between 80 to 130. So I've already mentioned that if you want a shorter pathway for nursing, Germany is the way to go. But also, there are also other factors to consider. So you've already seen that the salaries for US as compared to Germany, for US is relatively higher, but also you will find that maybe the cost of living in US is also relatively higher as compared to Germany. Okay. But if you're someone who, so you can consider the time within which you want to migrate. You can also consider the salary. You can also consider work-life balance. You find that in Germany, there's a better work-life balance. They take social life very seriously. So there's better work-life balance as opposed to US. US nurses, US life is very fast-paced. Most people, they move from shift when they are going to the next. So they in US, work-life balance is not a very common thing or a major thing. So those are some of the things that you can consider. You can also consider the cost of living. It's relatively higher in US, while in Germany is a relatively lower cost of living, but also compare the salaries. Okay, so this is a breakdown of a German comprehensive program. Our classes are usually Monday to Thursday, 7 to 9. All the classes at Passcode are recorded so that in case someone is not able to attend, they can be able to access the class recording. We have live class discussions, unlimited study resources, and our tutors are from here in Kenya and also from Germany. There's in-class live discussions, and there's an option of physical classes for those who want physical. For the longest, most people have been wanting physical classes, and we only had A1 physical class, but now we have a bigger space for you all, so that we decided to do that so that all of you can be comfortable when you're doing the class. So you can also the good thing about physical classes, if you're someone who needs to be there physically in class to understand things, if you also want a one-on-one with your tutor, you stand at a better advantage when you do the physical class as opposed to the online. But both classes are okay, just depends with your flexibility and your preference. So after the language, we will offer you the employer matching support. We'll prepare you for interviews. We help you interpret the contract and review the contract. We'll also help you with the Anakenu process, which is the Germany nursing recognition process. We also help you with the relocation and migration support, and also guide you on how you're going to integrate your life once you go to Germany. We prepare you for the culture shock. We have nurses who are already there. We can also link you with them so that you don't feel very lost. We actually had recently we had a webinar on life in Germany with one of our nurses who is in Germany. So we do prepare you for that so that you can be able to know what to expect as you go to Germany. I've already talked about the comparison, about the higher pay in US, longer process. In Germany, it's a faster process for those who want to immigrate as soon as possible, but there's also a lower processing cost. It's cheaper. Both countries do offer strong career growth, and also there's a good future in terms of career. And also, Germany and US are both very strong economies in the world. So you just choose the country. It's not the Germany and USA nursing pathways, they are not a one size fits all. Just because your friend did choose USA, it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to go follow her or him. You can choose based on your goals, and that is where we come in as Passcode. Even after this session, please feel free to reach out to us so that we can be able to offer you personalized guidance depending on your goals. So I've seen Sly has been sharing our WhatsApp groups in the chat box. Please, if you want to be staying updated on our webinars, classes, and the opportunities, please join. Or if you're interested in the USRN, you can join the USRN group. If you're interested in the Germany program for nurses, you can join the German group. Okay. So let's continue. So also there's an option of you blending. There's an option of you blending both pathways. So if you want to migrate faster, but maybe your goal is US, you can decide to start with Germany because it's a shorter pathway, and then we can start processing the US for you when you're ready there. Okay, so you'll have gained experience working outside the local setting or the normal setting and demographics that you're used to. And that, I believe, also it does sharpen you both in terms of uh, what you do as a nurse. It will sharpen you because you'll have dealt with different clientele, you will have dealt with different equipment, you're in a new environment. So it enhances your experience, and the more experience you have working in those big economies or those first world countries, it also puts you um, at a better place. Opportunities When opportunities come, they find you at a better place. You're better equipped to also expand in taking other opportunities globally. Okay, so it makes it very easy for you to start working abroad. And so you know who to reach out to. Okay, so for any process that you need guidance with, either the USRN or the German nursing pathway. And recently we got approved by NEA, that is the National Employment Authority of Kenya. So we have also started um, pursuing, or we have broadened our pathways to the we have Canada now. We are bringing Canada on board, we are bringing Australia on board, and even the Gulf countries will start bringing them abroad. So just know that you're in the right place. If you want to get started, you can visit us at Nairobi CBD, KTDA Plaza, 4th floor, or you can call or WhatsApp the numbers that I've shared. You're going to get very personalized guidance because, like I've said, it's not a one size fits all. We all have different goals career wise. So once you contact us and we are able to understand what it is exactly you're looking for, we are able to advise you on the best pathway for you. And just to mention that our NCLEX intake for the August class is already ongoing. We are already enrolling for the August intake. The class will start on 10th. So if you're interested, kindly text those two numbers that are on the screen. Also, Sly is going to share with you on the chat box. You can text us and we'll be able to answer you and guide you from the beginning to the end. Okay. So I'm going to leave it at that. So if you have any questions, you can ask on the chat box. Sly will help me answer some of them because I'm having some power outage. I had actually asked her to start this webinar a bit earlier because I was anticipating that my gadget would shut down on me. But thank the good Lord, we've been able to tackle everything that
So, good evening, everyone. Ruth, thank you so much for that presentation. And yeah, I think we lost her somewhere. So I'm going to be taking your questions. I've seen some of you have been asking them in the chat box, and you can actually, if you have a question about the whole process, you can actually unmute yourself and ask, or you can first start by raising your hand, and then I can answer your questions. I see you still have there's a raised hand. Let me just check. If you can just raise your hand, or you can just unmute yourself and ask the question, and I will be able to answer it. So I can start with the ones on the Q&A. So someone is asking about the OS building program and then also the fee for the classes. So I don't know which classes specifically, but I'll give you the breakdown for both the NCLEX classes, and um, I'll give you the breakdown for also the German language classes. So the OS building program is a byproduct of you having a German language, and mostly it is for those who want to go to Germany and work as they study. So it is the easiest entry or pathway into the German into Germany, because first of all you don't need you don't need to have like a lot of money like the other pathways, the other German pathways. So for this, all you have to have is the language, the B2 level, and then by the time you finish the B2 level, we will support you through applications for school and also employment. So by the time you have those two offers, an employer and the language, you should be able to move to Germany and do the program very comfortably. So the program is mostly for, or we mostly encourage, the program takes anyone from 18 to 35 years, but we mostly encourage this for the younger people. You have someone who just finished Form 4 and they would like, or and they would like to go and study there. So you would have them come to us and start the language, and then after the language, we can help them process their school and employment before moving there. So that is the support we give for the OS building program. And it is a really good program, especially for those who want to go and train um, as nurses or as hospitality students. We already have contacts and partners in those specific sectors, and those are the ones we will try and recommend to you so that your movement is very easy and very fast compared to the other programs that the Ausbildung offers. But generally, they are vocational training programs in nursing, IT, hospitality, engineering, and you know the level of research and studies that you will experience in Germany is not the same as we experience here. So it just gives you a whole other different perspective around the program. So that's it for the Ausbildung program. I see there's another question around fee for the classes. So if you're planning to do the NCLEX classes, we charge 30,000 for the 4 months. So the 30,000 will cover live classes, a learning portal for 6 months so that you're able to access the recordings for the next 6 months that you will be with us. And then in that, you will also get readiness assessment, a one-on-one readiness assessment session with one of our tutors, especially if you tell us you are about to sit or you have scheduled your exam or you would like to schedule your exam. That helps us increase our pass rates and make sure that you're very well prepared before going into the exam. Because one thing you realize, the amount of money you've spent up to the point of sitting for the exam is so much that you cannot risk that amount of money um, going to going to waste. So you'd rather be very well prepared, get a go ahead, and then go ahead and sit. So that's how good our program is. So I don't know if there's any other questions. So I'm still taking questions as of this. We are aiming for an 8:30 finish, so we can make the session as interactive as is. So I've also shared a link to our WhatsApp groups, which you can join. We share information there from time to time about what is happening around the whole migration processes. Every time we have a webinar, we also share there. So you're able to join and listen in. You're able to invite your friends to also listen in. Because as you've heard from Ruth, we do give guys free information around the whole movement or around the process. So you getting informed is really good so that you, by the time you're making a decision to start the process, you already know what you're getting yourself into, as opposed to just starting the process blindly. Someone is asking about how moving with family. So for the two pathways that Ruth has spoken with, currently the EB3 visa is for US nurses, and that is subject to policy changes because there's a nurses act that is being brought up in Congress. So one thing you will notice is that with different administrations, there comes different rules. So before Trump came, there was the possibility of you going as a nurse through the H-1B visa, which you would move alone, and the EB3 visa, which you move with your family. So the H-1B visa was faster, and you could do your NCLEX today and move in the next 2-3 months as long as you have an employer. So that was making the journey shorter for nurses. But currently, when Trump came into power, there was a fine that was slapped on the H-1B visa. That means most employers currently will take you through the EB3 visa, and that is not a bad it's not a well-to-do visa. It is a really good visa because it is almost similar to the green card. So what happens with the EB3 visa is that there's a wait time, but on the upside, you're able to move with your family, your immediate family, that is your wife and your children, provided you have documentation, legal documentation to show that that is your immediate family, you'll be able to move with them because without taking them through the process. So the visa will be for the nurse, but the family is included. So you will realize when you're doing your documentation to move, you will be requested to submit passports of your kids, your wife, your family, especially if you have a family and would like to move with them. So that makes it easier. So the H-1B right now could be reinstated anytime, but with the H-1B visa, you only move alone. Now that is for the US pathway. So you only move alone, and you only move, and the moment you stop working for the employer who sponsored your visa, that means you will have to come back and start doing your documentation again, or you'll have to look for another employer who will take you up on the same visa. So those are the two options available. And but if you want to move your family, you will have to go through the EB3 visa, and it has a wait time currently of um 18 months. So 18 months is counted from the time you have a priority date, that is after your employer as filed your I-140 petition. So that the reason for you to start early is because the EB3 visa moves on a first come, first serve basis. So what happens is you'll find you as a nurse will get a visa, but your family, say you have 5 dependents, will also get the visa. So that is what is making the line longer. So the 5 visas could have gone to your another nurse. The movement would have been faster. But now, since your family is included, that is why the wait time is there. And it is done on a first come, first serve basis. For Germany, the pathways that we offer currently for Germany for nurses, they only allow you to go alone. If you want to move with your family, you will have to take them through another process, other fees, other 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 processes as well for them to be able to go to Germany and or to be able to join you in Germany. But if you have no challenge doing that, the faster the better, and you can take them through the process outside taking yourself through the process. So that means your costs will go higher. So that's just about it for the visas. So I see we still have other questions. So someone is asking, which level of nursing do I need to qualify? So, as long as you have a diploma in nursing or a diploma is the you can we take nurses who have a diploma, degree, master's, PhD, whatever level you are. So as long as you are a nurse and you have your practicing license, which can be verified by NCK, you can go through the process. So I guess that's just about it for the questions. I don't know if you guys still have any other question before I go ahead and look at other questions. Do you have any questions? Okay, I see another one. So if you have a question, please you can just type it and I will give the answers. Meanwhile, if you're looking to start the process, you for registration of the exam, you can start anytime. But if you're looking to start at the classes, we do have intakes. So our intakes are done monthly, others are by monthly, depending on the mode of learning that you would want to use. So for the NCLEX classes, if you want to start the NCLEX classes, we have upcoming we do monthly intakes for NCLEX. That way our program is able to remain structured. So the monthly we for the month of July, we had an intake on date 6. And for the month of August, our intake will be on date 10 of August. It will be on a Monday. And our classes are every evening. On Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you get to rest, Thursday and Friday. So we have 4 days a week, 4 days a week of class for the NCLEX, and they are done from 7 to 9 p.m. Just in case you miss the classes, you're able to you're able to watch the recordings or listen in to the recordings. So those are the live classes, and they cost 30,000 for the 4 months, for the 4 entire months. For German language, if you're going to be doing an online or you are going to be taking the online course, the German language will start at for A1, 25,000. For A2 will be 25,000. For B1 will be 35,000. B2 is 40,000. So for A1 and A2, exams are internal. For B1, you will have to also pay for exams with either OSD or GOTE, but we mostly recommend that you go with GOTE because that is what is mostly recognized and that is what will be easily taken up. But if you still have a certificate with OSD, doesn't mean you're not able to go through the process still. And then for B2, the exams are also external. So I think B2 is the lowest level that you can move with. So that should make your process easier over there. Um, so that's just about it for the fee for the fees. So someone else is asking the Canadian pathway. So for NCLEX, once you do the NCLEX, you're able to move to the US, Canada, or or Australia as well. So if you want to do the NCLEX for the Canadian pathway, we will still take you through the NCLEX for the Canadian pathway specifically, because the NCLEX qualifies you um, for all those places, but what it looks like is the process for NCLEX Canada might be a bit different from the process for NCLEX US. And if you already have a US NCLEX and would like to or have an employer in Canada, we can still take you through the process of endorsing your license to the specific um, state that your employer is in. So that is what it looks like. The Canadian process is quite lengthy, and you will have to do a top-up course, but that should not discourage you either way. But we can still take you through the process for the NCLEX Canada. So there's no way you can actually start your NCLEX without doing your diploma. So you have to have the lowest you can start with NCLEX is NCLEX. You have to do the NCLEX with your NCK license. At some point, you'll be required, uh, of which there are some states that can still take you without the license, but provided you have graduated and you have documentation saying you have graduated and completed your diploma, we can start the process even without your license. But you cannot start the process without having graduated from a school locally or from a nursing school. You cannot start the NCLEX without having graduated from a nursing school. But once you have graduated from a nursing school, you can start the process. Any more questions? So even as you wait for your internship, as long as you've graduated and you have documentation showing you have graduated, you can actually start the process. And that is the best time to start the process so that by the time you have your license and are starting to work, that wait time here, the wait time, the 1.5 to 2 years wait time is enough for you to gain experience locally before moving there. So that's just about it. I guess there are no more questions from the members. So if you are interested in starting any of the programs or doing any of the pathways, you can reach out to the number 0726 311 4776. I've shared it to you on the chat box. If not, you can still join our groups and we'll be able to take all your questions there and answer them. So another question is for German nursing pathway. Yes, the A1 feed. If you're doing it online, that will be 25,000. I believe you might want to do so because if you're working or if you're starting, or if you're doing other things, that's enough time for you to do other things during the day and then do the evening classes. So doing an online class will cost you 25,000. There's no examination fee for A1. There's no examination fee for A2. Those are internal exams that you will do. But for B1 and B2, you will have to do exams with GOTE or OSD and get the certificate. So that is just about the costs that you will incur. So someone is asking, Canada nursing pathway, does it allow one to move with family and how long does it take before moving? So the Canadian pathway, there are provisions depending on the employer that you will get. You will still be able to move with your family. If you choose to go through the Canadian pathway without endorsing, the process should take you to up to getting your authorization to test and booking your exam. The process should take you at least 1 year. So it's quite the processes are quite slow, but yeah, they're quite slow because you have to get your documents verified with the provincial nursing school that you are applying to. And then now you have to go through, um, if they feel like you do not meet the requirements set by the school, that is when you'll be required to go ahead and do an additional course with with them, so that you can just match up to the credits required. So the Canadian process is quite lengthy. So if you're going to choose to go that path, we will still take you through the process, but you have to be very patient. But their move time is very is faster. But I'd say at the end of the day, you'd find that move around the same time with someone who started the US process. The US process is 6 months, into 4 to 6 months, depending on how comfortable you are, but the wait time is long. The Canadian process is very long, but the wait time is shorter. So there's that you have to take into accountability. So for most of our nurses, we would um, ask them to do the US pathway, but endorse their license to Canada so that it makes it easier for them to be able to move. Someone is asking, after moving to Germany, at what nursing position will a nurse start, or still as a registered nurse, just like Kenya? So for Germany, you will still start at a lower position, because once you go there, you have to do a standardization of your qualifications. So in that time, before they actually say your credentials match up to what they have, you will start as maybe a nurse aide. Uh, you will start as a nurse aide, and then once, but that should the standardization of your credentials should take less than 3 months. So there's that as well. So if you're looking out for such opportunities, just beware of that, because in as much as the process is easier, you have to be committed, you have to be patient, and be very, very, very available and consistent. So yeah, there's a bit of time that you will have to work as an aide as you wait for them to standardize your credentials with what they have. So that is what Ruth was speaking about. They'll take you through she gave a name, I may not really remember, but she really put it clearly. So I've gotten so many questions. I don't know if there's any left. So I'll just once again share our number on the chat box, so that you can take it and reach out just in case you have more questions, and we'll be able to assist and answer them. And just to take note, we have classes that are starting on 10th August, both for German and the NCLEX classes. So you're very much welcome to sign up for those classes and start, so that we do not have a lot of wait time. So yes, that the classes will start on 10th of August on a Monday. So you can register to join. You can contact the number on the chat box, so that you get like the full details, how to start, what you will need to start. The classes are mostly online. That is what you will get. So you're able to do them comfortably from wherever you are. So I don't know if there's any more questions, but I don't think there are any more, because I've answered around 13 of them. Some are directly to your inbox, others I've just read them out and answered as we're here. So I think there are no being any more questions. I'm going to let you guys go ahead and enjoy your evening and end the session here. So you can leave at your own pleasure. And thank you so much for attending the webinar. Thank you for availing yourselves. This was a really, really good session, just that Ruth was cut out early, but I hope you're able to get information on everything that you need, and you've picked up something, and you are going to action what you need from the session. So I think it was a win-win for everyone. So thank you so much for attending, and you guys do have yourself a good night. Thank you.